Mrs. Marie, that was just great.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Don.
Leave the tip, Hollinger. I'll get the check.
You know, we better hurry if we're going to get to the country club by 8.
Oh, I'll help, Mom.
Drink your coffee. I'm all right.
Thank you. Donald's never seen the club show. It's really something.
Well, tonight are just the auditions.
Yeah, well, sometimes they're better than the show. Folks, here's the story about Minnie the Moocher. She's a low-down hoochie-coocher. Guess whose big song that is every year.
Is that right, Mr. Marie? You sing that in the show?
Is that right, Mr. Marie? You sing that in the show? Certainly. Heidi, 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 ho.
Heidi, 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 ho.
That's terrific. You have a great voice, Mrs. Marie.
I'll tell you what, Hollinger, I'll leave the tip. The food came to about $13.
Mom's really just his accompanist. Are you going to sing it again this year?
I don't know. That's entirely up to the new director.
Well, what happened to that nice little man who always directs it?
That nice little man who was such a brilliant director, a master in the art of staging, was transferred yesterday to Florida by his insurance company.
That's why you wanted us to come to the auditions. You're going to be the new director.
Wrong. But I have been instrumental in recommending a new director who has not only met with the approval of the committee, but who is only to say yes.
Yes?
Thank you, and congratulations.
That girl?
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Daddy, I've never directed anything.
That's right.
Hollinger, please. I have absolute confidence in you, even if he doesn't.
Oh, I don't know.
Everyone's expecting you there.
You already told them I'm going to be the director?
Well, not exactly.
Yes, exactly. Come on, Lou. We've got to hurry.
Right. Look, sweetheart, you don't have to decide this minute. You can wait an hour. You want to follow us in your car?
No, sir. You go ahead. I know the way.
Okay. Drive carefully, Hollinger. You're responsible for the genius.
I know, but he's not your father.
You know, honey, despite your father's constant sarcasm and refusal to call me by my first name, I really think he dislikes me.
Well, in the first place, that's silly. And in the second place, it's really only normal. And in the third place, I'm moving over to the fourth place.
You gonna direct the show?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
Is that a multiple choice answer?
What do you think?
I think it would be a big mistake.
You don't think I could direct?
No, honey, it's not that. It's directing your own father. I mean, wasn't it Cecil B. DeMille who said there are two things a director should never do? Direct his own father and direct Lou Marie.
That was not DeMille. It was definitely Hollinger.
Yeah, well, Hollinger was right.
Well, maybe. But you know something, Donald? That's the first time since I left Brewster that Daddy's even recognized that I'm in the theater at all. I mean, and to ask me to direct his own club show. That means he's proud of me.
Yeah, okay, he's proven that by asking you. Now, why don't you do yourself a favor, thank him, and turn it down?
Why is this whole thing upsetting you so much?
It's not upsetting me so much.
So how come you missed the road to the country club?
I haven't missed it.
You passed it 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, I admit I passed it, but I haven't missed it. I mean, I thought about it a little, considered dropping it a note, and hoped it was all right, but I haven't really missed it.
The sneer is gone from Casey's lips. His teeth are clenched with hate. He pounds with cruel vengeance, his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow.
Harry does this every year.
Good, then you know the ending. Let's go.
Favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. Somewhere men are laughing, somewhere children shout. But there's no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has
Rock out.
struck out.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, it was great. They've all been great.
I think a director should be a little more selective.
Daddy, I haven't said I direct.
You're right. You should wait until you've seen all the talent.
Wait till you see me do it with a catcher's mask on, Miss Marie.
Miss Marie?
Well, yeah, you can't call a professional director by her first name.
Daddy, please.
Look, I'm very sorry I ruined your ending.
Oh, it's okay, kid. I mean, see, I just take a little delay there for dramatic emphasis.
Well, I'm very sorry.
Oh, how would you know? You're no actor.
Who's next?
Dorothy Desmond.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I hope you understand. I have a slight cold.
Oh, I hope you're better.
Then Harry.
As a professional, I'm sure you'll cut through the huskiness and find the Bell-like quality.
I'm really just here as a guest.
Johnny could only sing one note, and the note he sang was this. Excuse me.
Dorothy, why don't you wait till your cold is better?
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll wait.
Lou, you're next.
Well, wait a minute, Lou. What are you auditioning for? You got the part. I mean, you're a pal of the director.
No, wait a minute. Just a minute, please. I want to make it perfectly clear that I get no favoritism from the director, simply because she may turn out to be my daughter. Isn't that right, Miss Marie?
That's totally right, Mr. Marie.
I'll audition like everybody else. And if I'm not good enough, all she has to do is tell me. And all I have to do is spank her. Minnie the Moocher. Professor, if you please.
Now here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie-coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Ho-dee, ho-dee, ho.
Ho-dee, ho-dee, ho.
Roddy-da-dee-da.
Roddy-da-dee-da.
Deedle-dee-dee-dee.
Deedle-dee-dee-dee.
Ho-dee, ho-ho-ho.
Ho-dee, ho-ho-ho.
She had a dream about the king of Sweden. He gave her things.
No, he really is good.
Well, I've got her like father.
Built of gold and steel, a platinum car with diamond-studded wheels. Waddy, waddy, way.
Waddy, waddy, way.
Do-dee-dee-dee-do.
Do-dee-dee-dee-do.
Heidi, Heidi, hey.
Heidi, Heidi, hey.
Heidi, Heidi, ho. Poor Min, poor Min, poor Min.
Come on, Mr. Marie, one more time. Once more.
Please, one performance a night is enough. I've got to save myself.
And you all know how shy Daddy is.
Helen, who's next?
That's everybody. And you all know coffee and donuts by the fireplace.
Miss Marie, have you decided?
Yes, I'm definitely not doing it.
Good.
But, Donald, they all think I am, and I don't know how to tell them that I'm not.
You see that thing just south of the nose and north of the chin?
Sounds like a song title.
It's called a mouth, surrounded by lips. It's used for kissing, whistling, or talking.
I didn't know that, all those things.
Now, talking is where the brain sends a message down to the mouth and words come out. No, thanks, Daddy.
No thanks, Daddy.
Hi, honey. Can I get you some coffee?
In a minute, Daddy, could we please talk?
Sure. When the director says talk, we talk.
Daddy, I really think that...
Now, wait a minute. I think everybody was a little nervous performing in front of a real professional.
Oh, Daddy, please. Daddy, you keep telling me that I have to make my own decisions.
Right.
I mean, everybody was just great. But for that kind of a variety show, you don't need me to be the director.
Right.
They always do the same kind of a show, and the audience loves it. So for that kind of variety show, you really don't need me to be the director. I mean, if I were going to be the director, I'd want to do something different, you know, a little heavier, more dramatic, even a play. But for a variety show...
Right, sweetheart. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you, Daddy.
Hey, group. Short announcement coming up. Folks, it looks like I jumped the gun a bit too soon. It really wasn't fair to assume that Ann would just walk in here and say, okay, I'm the director. Also, she very wisely pointed out that we don't really need her to direct our old-fashioned variety show.
Come on, that's what we wanted, right?
Now, hold it. But when she said that she'd accept if we could try something different this year, like a real play, then I knew I had a genius for a daughter.
That's a great idea. Oh, yes.
The world is waiting for the new, the modern, wonderful.
That's terrific, Annie, terrific.
Well, I didn't...
Yes, she did, all by herself.
Look, let's have a toast to Lou for being smart enough to have Ann for a daughter. Straight ahead.
What is the something new?
Yeah, what is it?
Well, I thought we'd... You'd... They'd... I'd... Is this going to be one of those silent trips all the way back home?
No. No, I'll be out of shock in a second or two.
Oh, it's not that disastrous. Do you think?
The last thing I remember is that you were going to explain why you couldn't direct the show.
Well, I did, and it was going perfectly. I explained that they didn't really need me, and Daddy agreed. And then I said that he could just as easily do the show, and he said I was right. And then I said they didn't really have the time, and he said right. And then I guess I went one step too far, and I finally figured out what my problem is.
What's that?
I can't take yes for an answer.
Good. You're coming along.
Well, it could turn out to be fun.
Right.
Now, don't you start. I admit that I didn't really want to do it in the first place, but now that I am the director... Donald, did you hear that?
What?
I am the director. You know, that's a very big step in a theatrical career, being a director. I mean, I've never been able to say that before. I am a director. I mean, I am the director.
Look, Ann.
Miss Marie.
Miss Marie.
Miss Marie, sir.
Sir?
All right, cut the sir. Take it from the top.
Look, I'm just going to make 3 points, and then I'm not going to say another word. 1, I think you're going to go a little bananas trying to get those people to learn the play. 2, they're never going to do it to your satisfaction. And 3, if you don't give your father the lead in the play, you're going to lose 1 directing job, and you also may be canceled as a daughter.
Now, Donald, that's wrong. You're wrong. That's wrong. Totally wrong. And I'll show you where you're wrong. Daddy knows that whatever I do, I'll do for the best. And whoever I pick, I'll pick because he's best. And if I don't pick Daddy, it's because he's not best. And he'll know that, and he'll understand that. And he'll never understand that. And you're totally right, and I'm totally wrong. And I wish I were dead. Good evening, everybody.
Oh, hi, honey.
Have you all read the script?
It's marvelous, Ann. Just marvelous.
Oh, good. I cried in the middle of the second act. The part where I say goodbye to my mother.
Where you say goodbye?
Well, if I get the part, I mean.
Yes. Well, are there any questions before we start?
Well, I thought it was terrific. I read it at work, and that's why my script's all messy.
Harry's a butcher.
But to tell you the truth, there's something that confused me a little bit. What's it all about?
Oh, Harry, there's no need to be apologetic. You see, it really isn't all about anything. It's more all about everything.
Well, I felt that.
You see, what the playwright has tried to do is translate Hamlet's dilemma into the terms of today's generation gap problems. Like, what was the castle at Elsinore in Shakespeare could just as easily be the campus in our play. And all the interrelationships of all the characters are propelled through time so that we can relate to them in a way that applies to each of us individually.
You could have asked me.
I think I've just confused you more, but you'll all see it once we get started. So what I'd like to do is get right to casting the roles. And I want you to know that I'm going to do my very best to cast each of you in the part that'll be best for the production as a whole.
Right.
And I've made a rule, Daddy. When you say right, I change the subject. So, anyone who's interested in reading for the male lead, just gather round.
Come on, fellas, none of that.
Oh, look, you've earned it on your own. Go ahead, take it.
I told you before, just because I'm her father.
Because you're her father has nothing to do with it. The important thing is that she's your daughter.
Get up there.
Yeah.
Sit down. Now, you'll be reading for the part of Ned, Harry. It's on page 9.
9, yeah, okay.
Okay?
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. This is the part where Ned is mad, right?
That's right. You see, he's the father of a teenager, and he's failed with his teenager, and yet he believes that he's done everything right. So, that's the dilemma.
Yeah. Okay. You ready? I can't act.
Yes, you can, Harry. Now, come on. Go ahead.
Nobody laughed now, okay?
Read it, Harry.
All right. Walking into the room.
That's the stage direction.
Yeah, but did I do it good?
I want you to stay in this place. Because these must be the players.
Daddy, this is supposed to be a very sensitive and serious part, and I want you to stick to the script. Now, go on.
Yes, I've searched my heart. Funny, it was here when I came in.
Daddy.
I've searched my heart, honey. And we are from 2 different worlds. I'll never understand yours. Least of all can I change it.
Oh, Father.
Baby, listen. You have to, what is it? Do your own thing? Well, so do I. Now, I don't know. I may be wrong, but my own thing is simply loving you and your mother. I can't change.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Really, thank you so much. You know, I love you, Donald.
I know. But I don't want you to give me the part of your boyfriend just because of that.
You're not. You know, I just can't get over that Bob Brooks.
That's great. That's just great.
I mean, it's just amazing. He's so good for just an amateur.
Yeah, you said that in the car. So are you going to give him the part of Ned?
Well, he's just perfect.
You going to give him the part of Ned?
You just asked me that.
I know. I'm just rehearsing you for when your father asked you that same question.
Oh, Donald, how did I ever get myself into this?
That part between your nose and your chin.
Daddy really expects that part, Donald.
The part between your nose and your chin?
I'm serious, and you're joking.
Good morning, serious and joking.
Oh, Donald.
It's for you they want serious.
Donald.
Okay.
How am I ever going to be able to tell Daddy that Mr. Brooks is better?
Well, you can just explain that it's for the good of the show.
Oh, I don't give a hoot about the good of the show. All I care about is the good of Daddy. I admit I'm a weakling, but I just can't hurt Daddy.
All right. I understand. I really do. So why don't you just give him the part?
Oh, I can't do that either. Everybody will know I'm only giving it to him because he's my father, and they're all counting on me to do a good job for them. Daddy, more than anybody's counting on me to do that. I can't win no matter what I do.
Can you resign?
A week before the production?
Hey, have you ever had your appendix out? Now would be a perfect time.
You're not helping.
All right. Then can I make a suggestion?
Please.
You have a big problem now, right? You've had big problems before. Why don't you do what you always do with your big problems? Forget it. Let's kiss.
Hey, where is everybody?
In here, sweetheart.
Oh, hi, Daddy.
Hi.
Where's Mom?
I sent her out for oregano. Can't make spaghetti sauce without oregano. It's like making toast without bread.
You're making so much.
Well, it's for the cast party Saturday night. I won't get a chance to make it once we start rehearsing. Now, the part of Ned is pretty big.
I know.
Don't worry about it, though. I'll memorize it cold. You know something, honey? When I was a waiter, I used to memorize 32 orders at once. And who got what?
Yeah. Daddy, there's something I have to discuss with you. And it's something that I have to discuss, which isn't easy. But I know I can because you always said I could discuss anything with you. And this anything is really something.
Okay, sweetheart. Tell old Dad about your serious problem.
Well, it's not really serious. I mean, like UN business. It's more in the things I wish I didn't have to do category.
Well, fathers are supposed to help. And don't let the apron fool you. I'm still your father.
I know. Daddy, it's about Bob Brooks.
Playing the part of Ned?
That's right.
I thought that's what your problem was. Well, say no more about it. I'll do it for you. I'll tell him you don't think he's right for the part.
Oh, well, that's not it exactly. I mean, I think he should play the part of Ned.
You're kidding.
Well, no, I just thought from the audition that he'd be perfect. And you, because you're so funny and everything, I thought you'd be terrific for the funny man in the park.
Well, I can't say that I agree with you, but you're the director, and if that's your decision, it's okay with me. Now, what was the big problem you wanted to talk to me about?
That's it.
That was the big problem you wanted to talk to me about? That you couldn't give your father the lead in the country club play?
Oh, Daddy, I feel awful.
Ann, I'm in the restaurant business. I'll tell you what a big problem really is. When your chef gets a 72-hour virus on the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving Day weekend, that's a big problem. 60 Jewish war veterans drop in for dinner after a meeting, and all you have left is baked ham. As a party, that's where you see problems. You have a daughter who feels bad because she doesn't give you the lead in the play. Do you think for 1 minute that I would ever be the cause of your problems?
You're wonderful.
To tell the truth, I'm very proud of you. It couldn't have been easy to come to such a wrong decision.
You're right.
The important thing now is that we have a good show.
You know, Mom's lucky she caught you, or I'd have married you.
Then you'd have to go out for the oregano.
Oh, what a night, huh? We ought to all go down to Max's Delicatessen and wait for the reviews. Oh, you were great, Lou. You really were.
Thank you, Bob. You know, they're right.
I know, you big ham. Boy, if there were reviews, I could just see them now. Supporting player steals the show.
You were really great, Miss Marie. I think someday you're going to be a very big star.
Not only is he a great actor, he is also a great chef. This is better than in your restaurant.
Sure, here, it's free.
Oh, when you get your Oscar, don't forget to thank the piano player for inspiration and oregano.
Sorry, but I've got to give all the credit to my director.
Thank you, Daddy.
Well, you proud of your old man?
I sure am, Daddy. But not so much for the acting.
And what was wrong with my acting?
Oh, it was perfect. Just that I expected that much of you. But the creative genius you showed in that final scene when everything was at its highest emotional pitch.
You like that, huh?
Are you kidding? Not even Alfred Lunt or the great John Barrymore would have handled that situation the way you did.
Well, when Bob forgot his lines right in the most important part of the show, I thought it was all over.
So did I. Only my father, Lou Marie, would think fast enough to have a dead man jump up off the floor and sing 2 full choruses of Minnie the Moocher.
I better go. You're exhausted.
I am not. I always come alive after a show. Now, you sit down. I'm going to get into something a little comfortable.
Wait a minute. I think that's supposed to be my line.
I'll be right back.
Listen, are you sure? You've been going non-stop all week.
I'm wide awake.
Well, you're an amazing lady, Miss Marie. Rehearsals, recasting, driving back and forth, the show, a party after the show, and you're still full of fire. You want to go down to Nino's? Honey? Ann? Honey?